So what you got there
His
now is
reaction was awful.
You got about the 12 people that have survived and are going to go off and win wilderness. And after this whole, we're all happy with each other. And then here comes Shutagawa, actually wearing his so-called doctor outfit. You noticed he had on the jacket and the
first
pants.
time since the Christmas special, I think.
Yeah.
First since Christmas.
Since he was watching Millie Gibson Ruby from the audience when she was in her gay bar band. So he's actually in his uniform, and he tries to tell them, "Wait a minute!" It's like Jed told us a minute ago, "You can't go to the wilderness; you're going to die." And now they look at Lollipop Pepper, looks at him and says, "Oh, listen, I with one thing when you were a screen, and I didn't have to get close to you, but now." You're right here. No, because basically you're black, and he's gonna say it, but it's all done.
They blatant. Right they do essentially say it because you have
black.
her redheaded friend go like, "Oh, it's bigger on the inside. We don't want to be around that voodoo." And the other white guy that's taking charge goes like, "Yeah, you're an outsider, not like us."
Well, my favorite line is that dude you're talking about when they're trying to turn away. It's like, "Turn away, ladies, before he contaminates you."
I know.
It's so blatant.
So there it is. We go through 40 minutes of this episode, and at first thinking, okay, these just I want to kill these people anyway because they're retarded Zoomers. But then it's now the real evil is that they're racists. They're white supremacists. They hate black people.
So bad.
And Shooty has this melt. And Millie Gibbs like, oh my God, I'm gonna be sick. I can't believe this. And Shooty has this meltdown. He's screaming, and then right on cue, it's time for crying.
Yep.
Oh, he spits out the biggest glob of shit all over the place, and he's freaking out. And they're looking at him like, "Yeah, this is what we'd expect. Like this crazy over-the-top behavior is what they expect. Like he's not helping himself. It's just a terrible."
But the thing about the doctor is that even if they don't want his help, he'd still help them. He'd still go through with it because he doesn't want people to die. But no, they're now they are racist, and he's freaking out because they don't like because I'm black, and just does nothing.
He just lets them go off to their death.
Just the whole thing. More racism. And you look back, you see it through the whole episode. Like as soon as he jumps into Lollipop Peppermint's bubble, it's like, go away, ew, block, ew. And even Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was supposed to be the hero. And we kind of liked it. Oh, and I found it really odd that they had a white guy doing heroic stuff.
Yeah.
But now you realize when Shooty's trying to explain to him the passcode thing, goes, I understand, black man.
I can send you the post numbers one at a time. You get the numbers for 5 seconds. Type it in like a combination, but you've got to be fast. Don't miss a number. They only stay live for 5 seconds, and there's 100 numbers in total.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't... I've studied postcodes, so I kind of know how they work.
I get it. I know how to work a keypad. I don't need you to tell me.
Well, when it ended up being Ruby that has to talk Lolly bitch into doing anything, and it recontextualized why Lolly cunt was willing to listen to Ruby because she's white.
She's nice and Aryan.
Yep. They're all fucking white. They're white supremacists.
And now you realize that everybody in Fun Time is whitey. You realize that
everybody at the homeworld must be whitey, and they must all. This is just a planet filled with racism.
Planet Marism. The homeworld is Planet Marism.
Well, we don't know about that. They clearly have interacted with diverse people before. They're aware of them.
Well,
they're just poor.
That means they're
the
slaves, Jed.
But they still all got killed by the AI. So the whole message of the episode is like, don't be more racist and stuff is taken out because how many diverse people were killed by the savior AIs that Twitter is now celebrating?
Because sweet oblivion. They don't care. They want silence. They don't want to hear it anymore.
One of my this is not a Doctor Who show, but this is Stargate when they did their racist episode when they met their versions of racism.
It's that early season 4 episode. That is a brilliant episode with Renee Auberjonois as the head of that thing. Oh, that is a fantastic episode.
That's a beautiful episode, and
Yeah.
they're doing this whole thing. They're working with them, and they discover the racists, and they've been assisting them. So then they
and
turn on them.
Jack just turns it all around on them. And
Mhm.
at the last one, he said, when they're fleeing the planet, says, yeah, you don't want to come through. We're going to close the door behind us. And you're not welcome here. But they tries to go through and you hear the thump. Oh, yeah. See, that's a real show. Stargate, like Star Trek, knows how to handle these situations, make it entertaining, and not just be more racism. And that thing,
Doctor-
and to think about that episode in Stargate, it wasn't just because black people, they called them breeders. It was about even more than that, that they were it was all kinds of people that didn't line up with their purity example that group had. But that's good.
Russell himself has been able to tell a better racism story in the past. I don't know if you wrote it, but it was during his era in the final David Tennant season 4, with Donna and Martha both there with the Hath. If you guys remember the Hath episode with Martha, where it's they're going to find the sauce when he's saying the source, and the doctor's daughter, who Georgia Tennant now, who David eventually married. And like that one, you could say was very much built on racism through generations of not realizing that they were allies at the beginning.
Well, also not just that, you also have the Ood. When you go to that whole when they're dealing with the slavery, especially with Donna, and like how they get bred and everything like that, they subjugate them. They hate them because they're lesser beings. And they're just workers, and it's like, no, this is bad. Racism is bad. They've had clever ways to do the racism narrative, but they just can't do it anymore.
Today it was just black person. We don't like black person. Racist.
The whole racism part of this ruins the episode. It's what made me so angry, because I was fond of the episode. I thought it was a well written episode. My head canon was, these are all TikTok people that, need to die. And I thought, hey, you know what? RTD did a good thing. Oh, it's all racism allegory. Fuck you.
It's really about racism. It's not about
and
that.
It doesn't actually make sense in any way, shape, or form. We get zero answers. We get zero explanations. We get nothing to latch onto. I believe this is a terrible episode beginning to end, with a half nugget of an interesting idea that was just so poorly executed that there's nothing redeeming in this episode for me. The Devil's Court is probably still the worst Shutagawa episode, but this one's in contention for me. And every week I feel like, oh, this is the new worst one, with the exception of Boom. But it's just so consistently bad.
Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.